Welcome back to 16 by 9. On any given day, most Canadians will see hundreds, if not thousands, of ads. But suppose an advertiser wasn't looking to sell you anything at all. What if they weren't asking for money? In fact, what they were trying to do was inspire a movement. People for good.
Two words, do good. Really simple.
You've likely never heard the names Zach Bruet and Mark Sherman, but you've probably bought into one of their ads. They are the brains behind selling big brands like BMW and Bombardier. Zach is the president of a leading ad agency in Toronto. Mark, the founder of a media buying firm in Montreal. They've worked together for nearly a decade. But their latest project, launched this past summer, was like none other.
We approached it like we would
any product,
but the product was goodness.
They were selling small acts of kindness on billboards, in newspapers, and on radio and TV ads across the country.
No, you take it! You were here first! Please, take my seat!
I'm gonna name my daughter after you! That or Emily!
Ultimately, we're in the business of changing attitudes. And if we could somehow employ those skills to make Canada a better place, that would be interesting.
When Mark called Zach with the idea a year ago, neither quite knew what they were in for.
Really, I remember Mark saying, I want us to do good. And I thought, those were beautiful words. It was actually very inspiring.
Do you think we need to be reminded to be good people?
I think we forget.
If you go stand outside the subway, see how many people just walk through, slam doors in each other's faces, or even hold the door open, but nobody says thank you. And I think the idea was to just get people to think twice.
The ad campaign became known as People for Good. And to pull it off, they'd need a lot of help. TV producer Scott McKenzie was one of their first calls.
Zach had called us and said, I have a project that I want you to come and take a look at. We were very, very happy and started salivating because we thought we were going to see a project with a huge budget.
The catch? There was no budget. Every service, typically valued in the hundreds of thousands of dollars, would have to be free. Terry signed on, as did countless others.
I was sold in 10 seconds.
Count me in, I'm in, I love it. What do you need?
I haven't had a door held open for me in like 7 years.
Next came a call to Hollywood from commercial director Terry O'Reilly.
So we sent the script to Jason, and the feedback was that he loved it.
Jason Priestley jumped on board, as did Lisa Loeb.
You know what you should do when you see a stranger today? Act more like a dog. You know, be friendly.
Then came digital ads from Michael Gurgis's company.
Malls across Canada, corporate buildings, and elevator networks, and lobby networks. Millions and millions of people a day heard the call to action.
The ads were snappy and often cheeky, telling a shopper at a grocery store to let someone with fewer items go before them, and reminding people of the power of a simple smile.
So, hug a stranger. We're all relatives if we go back far enough. So, hey, you're not really a stranger.
We started feeling this magic very early on, and we quickly realized we were onto something.
The sheer number of people who subscribed to the idea was staggering.
Every major daily newspaper in the country.
Designers, art directors, writers.
3/4 of the radio stations in the country.
App developers.
Every television network in the country.
Every television network in the country.
Every television network.
People started to write in by the hundreds. The People for Good app, also created for free, was downloaded by thousands. So Mark and Zach solicited the help of polling company Ipsos Reid to figure out if it was working. The stats showed 30% of Canadians heard the message, and it was sinking in. People who'd seen the ads were 50% more likely to give up their seat on transit, and twice as likely to let someone move in front of them in line.
You guys can give yourselves a pat on the back because it was amazing.
Dana Skolsky is spreading the message at her People for Good club at this Toronto area high school.
When people do good things for each other, it just makes everyone around them, including themselves, so much happier, and it makes our quality of life better.
Perhaps the only sales pitch this campaign may have missed is the scientific proof that small acts of kindness can actually make you feel better.
What I know from my study is that Once you ask people to do these compassionate things, to do these good things, they feel better.
Dr. Miriam Mongrain of York University had a control group do one nice thing a day for 6 months.
What the results are telling us is that it helps to boost your immune functioning, it helps increase creativity, it adds years to your life.
Hey, good job!
How has it changed you?
It makes me think twice about everything, whether it's, you know, there's that parking spot, let that other person go ahead. You know, I think it's just really being considerate and kind to others.
The campaign was such a success, Mark and Zach are planning a second round of People for Good for the winter.
It's a really rewarding campaign to have been part of.
Did you ever do the secret high five?
Many times.
Feels good?
Feels good to be good.
And that is our show for this evening. For more on tonight's stories, head to our website at global16by9.com. I'm Carolyn Jarvis. From all of us here, thanks for watching and have a great weekend.